Over the past several years, I've combined my degrees with acting and somatic psychology to share my sustaining creativity techniques with performers. And now I've decided to share it with a bigger audience that includes you. I believe we are all creative, and this podcast is all about that. I'll be interviewing people from all backgrounds, ages, and creativity experiences to share just how creative we all are. Today, I'll be chatting with Jennifer Lloyd, mompreneur, advocate for Dress for Success, and Mrs. Queen of the World. Please enjoy Jennifer Lloyd. Welcome to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. Today, I'm chatting with Jennifer Lloyd, mompreneur, advocate for Dress for Success, and the reigning Mrs. Queen of the World. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Mari. Thank you for having me here today. I'm so excited to talk to your audience. I feel like I'm always late to the party, but today I'm here to just share just my journey and my experience because I know I'm not alone in this, right?
Absolutely.
I'm a mompreneur because I started late in life. I decided to tap into my creativity in my mid 40s. And that was based solely on the fact that I was isolated in my home with all my kids, my husband, in the middle of the pandemic era. And it took all of that to finally have that courage. And so I'm hoping that my story is going to be able to share and help another woman who is looking to just tap into that passion or that creative side that they have.
Well, I'm sure it will, and I can't wait to hear more about your story. But before or as we head into that, why don't you share a little bit about who you are and what you do?
All right, y'all, buckle your seatbelts, okay? I'm a mom of 6 kids, and I have to tell you, it has been a journey, a roller coaster of challenging, happy times, but a season where I really had to push pause on a lot of my goals because I was making that empowering decision to be supportive of my husband, to raise my children, and honestly, success to me has always been defined by, you know what, I get the time to spend with my family, I get to cook meals. But then I also realized that the other side of this coin for many women is that they have to go to work, right? And so they are advancing in their careers, but maybe they're struggling because they're sacrificing a lot on the family side. So I believe that true empowerment for all women, it's a yes on both answers, right? You can be a stay-at-home mom or you can be a working mom. You're making the best decision for yourself. But during this time, Mari, I realized that I lost a lot of confidence because when I wanted to jump into the workforce or when I was thinking about tapping into my creativity and starting a business, I kept hearing no's. I kept thinking, I can't do this. I'm not connected. I don't know the right people. I'm looking at other businesses who are so established on social media, have a storefront. I'm thinking, how am I ever going to do this? But it really was a series of trial and error.
Yeah.
And I feel so passionate about what I'm saying now because it was through that journey and that experience that helped me gain confidence. And I want to encourage your audience today that it's never too late because
Yes.
I started knowing nothing about photography. I just dove right in because I knew I was passionate about taking photos and capturing beauty. And it just so happened that I was able to connect with the right people by just sharing my joy and asking them the question, will you sit in for me? And it just started from there. And I truly think that if you are creative, whether you're baking cookies or you're a good sewer, or maybe you're someone who's good at event planning, hair and makeup, designing, I think that it's never too late. Just jump into your creative side.
Oh my gosh, I love that reminder that it is never too late. I 100% agree. Absolutely. And I love the reflection of, what do you do with the no? How do you kind of build resilience and move forward with that? It's amazing to say, I picked up my camera and I found some passion and I just didn't let the no stop me.
But Mari, it's not always easy because I know like there's a financial commitment to anything that a
Sure.
woman sets her mind to. And I think that what helped me stay afloat was just the fact that, okay, this investment is something I'm doing for myself. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, us moms or women, we think about ourselves last, right? We're
Yeah.
always putting family first or someone else's dreams first. How many
Mm.
times have we all heard someone say, "Hey, I'm really interested in doing this," and we're like, "Yeah, I'll volunteer, I'll help you," but we are the last ones to ask someone else to help us. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
I'm not alone on this thing, right? Like,
Absolutely
I don't
not.
know how many times I have volunteered for a school or for a project
Hmm.
or for an event, but I'm too scared to ask someone to help me, to
Right.
sit in for me, or even to give me advice. And one thing that I had learned about communication is when you are wanting to be part of a community or looking at someone and thinking, wow, I'd love to have them be a mentor, the very first thing you should think about is to be interested in them. So
Mm-hmm.
here's the keys, ladies. Be interested, don't be interesting. Find out a lot more about what they're doing. Ask them questions about how they were able to be successful or what steps they took. Be
Hmm.
interested in them, and you'll find that people will see that you're both aligned.
Mm.
And, maybe you're working with them on a project, but you're learning as an apprentice, not getting paid, but you're also gaining that great foundation, that information, the experience, the connections. And that is what's going to help propel you if you want to jump into a community or an industry that, maybe you don't have quite access to yet.
Absolutely. I love those tips. They're so important. I'm curious, when you think about creativity, what does it
Mhm.
mean to you to be creative?
It's when all my juices are flowing. Is that appropriate?
Oh my gosh, of course,
Honestly,
please. Yes.
honestly, when my light's going off and I just feel like I'm free and present, that's when I'm most creative. What
Hmm.
I love to see, and maybe a lot of women are not on this same level as what I'm thinking of, but when I see real beauty, it doesn't matter if you have wrinkles or you lost hair or you're overweight. It's like the beauty of a woman is like her energy, the way she shines.
Mm.
And when I put a camera in front of a woman and I could see that sparkle, and it does take time for women to just get used to being in front of a camera because
Yeah.
there is a, a universal thing about a camera. When it's in a woman's face, it doesn't matter what her educational background is or how much wealth she's earned or how many
Hmm.
kids she's had or if she modeled back in the day. Women get so insecure when a camera's in their face, and it does take a little bit of practice to get used to it. But
Yeah.
when that light triggers, it's like it's
Mm.
the most beautiful thing. And to me, that is a passion that God has given me specifically, that I
Mm.
could see that in her. And when I take it, and when we both look at it, or when she sees it or she publishes it, she knows that that is the best representation of her. She is at her best self. There's a
Yeah.
lightness to it. it's
Mm.
it's like magic. It's like creating magic.
I love that. So
Yeah.
I'm curious for you then, what are those spaces where you're still developing confidence and finding your light?
So I'm in a position now where I'm advocating for a global nonprofit. So I've really
Mm.
taken my business and pushed it out into the community so I can impact more women. My goal is to take photos of women and help them have access to jobs. So
Mm.
as you know, employers are looking for applicants on apps like LinkedIn.
Hmm.
And it's very, very expensive to have a professional headshot. And a lot of people don't even think about that,
Yeah.
but it's an expense on top of wardrobe and the time you take for a job search and then driving out to the interviews. It's time
Hmm.
consuming and it's very expensive. So I'm doing a lot of public speaking right now. I'm in
Mm.
front of TV shows, I'm on the news, I'm
Yeah.
traveling. And the part that I'm working on is just my messaging, because
Mm.
I wasn't a good public speaker. I had no business being in front on microphone. And
Sure.
it's something that I had to push myself and learn. And I made, again, so many mistakes on camera. I was afraid of
Hmm.
sounding stupid and not knowing my messaging.
Yeah.
People judging me, looking at me, saying, "What is she doing? Talking about this again?
Sure.
She has no business doing this." But it's in my heart. This is
Mm.
my passion. This is my creative side.
Hmm.
It's not about a monetary gain for me. It's more about
Mm.
fulfilling a purpose that I know truly God has given me.
Mm. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, it's nothing quite like falling down in public to
Oh my
have
gosh,
to.
especially on live TV. Talking
Yes.
about
Oh my
sweating
goodness.
bullets. Listen, Mari, I've tried all kinds of deodorant sticks. None of them work.
I believe it. I totally believe that. Absolutely. I appreciate the honesty as well. Like the glimpse behind the curtain. Yeah.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about the Dress for Success advocate that you are and how that shows up in your life and what creativity goes into participating on that
Yes, so
arena.
dressforsuccess.org
Mm.
is a free global nonprofit accessible to everybody. They're in about 130 countries. And in the United States, there are affiliate offices all over the states. So you could probably find one or two in the state that you live in. What I
Mm.
love most about Dress for Success is they look at a woman holistically.
Mm.
Do not think that this organization is only for people on welfare, okay? Because their target market are women like us, women who
Mm.
are transitioning.
Mm.
Transitioning means maybe you're a stay at home mom and now you want to go back into the workforce and you just
Mhm.
need a little help with your resume,
Yeah.
or you need a professional headshot, or you need a laptop.
Mhm.
Maybe a refresher on your skills training.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need a community of women who have been where you are to
Mm.
help you with your job lead, right?
Mhm.
And a matter of fact, they're connected with all kinds of employers, such as like
Mm.
Tesla, Microsoft, etc. You could be a woman transitioning out of the military because
Mhm.
civilian life feels different, right?
Yeah.
You could also be a grandmother who is, on retirement, but she's like, I just want a part-time job. You could be any woman who's looking for access. And Dress for Success is all about providing equal access for women so that they
Mm.
can be plugged into the right employer and also feel very confident going into a job interview.
Mm.
So I'm very, very passionate about supporting and being an advocate because I grew up with immigrant family parents here in
Mhm.
America, and I just remember watching my mom not having any access. And
Mm.
she worked at a chicken coop for a
Mm.
few years to just try to make money. And I don't
Yeah.
know if y'all know about chicken coops, but it's not very clean.
No.
but you do what you have to do to survive. And
Yeah.
I just remember not having a lot of confidence or self-esteem as a kid because we grew
Mhm.
up on government subsidies
Mhm.
and just didn't have much opportunity. And so I know that if we are living in a time where we have organizations such as Dress to Success that want to support women, we
Mm.
have to share that because
Yeah.
it's a benefit to all of us, to all of women. And as they all say, when we help a woman, we help the community, we help her
Mhm.
family, we help women, and we help empower women.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And, you know, the experience of helping others, it sounds like that is also something that gives you a lot of joy and being able to give back. I'm curious, in your current life, who or what inspires the work that you do?
Oh, okay. So I'm very faith-based. It's not only Christmas, but I'm about to drop my faith here.
It's okay.
It was only because I found a belief in a higher purpose
Mm.
and my journey with following the Lord.
Mhm.
That has really just given me so much joy and fulfillment because I tell you what, when you go through childhood trauma, there is not enough therapy out there. I've been through therapy. There's not enough therapy to give you healing. So if you find that you're a little bit lost or maybe you just
Mm.
need some support, for me, faith is just the way that I get my
Mhm.
calmness, my joy, but also I found my purpose through that.
Nice. Yeah. And
Hmm.
it is for sure different for everyone.
Hmm.
And I have to give the plug for therapy because I am a therapist. That, yes,
Okay,
there
okay, I
is.
love it. I'm still going to therapy. I go to
I love
therapy
it.
every day.
That's so good. So important and so good.
Well,
Absolutely.
Mari, I have to tell you, doing a podcast is therapeutic because I do listen
Yes.
to podcasts every single day.
Hmm.
And I love how therapists have really shared their messaging through free,
Yeah.
accessible ways such as podcasting and social media because,
Hmm.
we all need an extra bit of encouragement these days.
Yeah, it's so
Hmm.
true. It's so true. I want to pivot and I'm really
Hmm.
curious, being that you are the current reigning Mrs. Queen of the world. What does that mean for people who may not understand the world of pageants? And how did you get that title?
Okay, you will see me sometimes in full regalia. Okay, folks, that means like a full crown and sash. But then you'll also see me in sweats, taking care of my family,
Yeah.
running errands. I'm multifaceted like most of us. It basically means that I have a novelty year of service.
Mm,
And I love the fact that women can be celebrated for all their achievements, right? Not
mhm,
just because she's beautiful or maybe in some eyes she's talented or successful, but truly, I believe the pageant organizations are looking at a woman thinking, okay, she's a leader in her community.
mhm,
She is a leader in her field, her industry, in her family,
mm.
amongst her peers. And that's what I'm striving to be every single day. It's just an inspiration to give hope and just to really inspire women to let them know that it's never too late to like believe in their dream, right? It's
Yes.
never too late to improve,
Mhm.
to be better. It's never too late to start over. Um, and then also, more importantly, a community. I think
Mm,
community is so very, very important,
mhm.
especially as a busy entrepreneur, as a mother. It's important to surround yourself with women who truly believe in you. I recently read a quote that said, to my best friend, believing in you is like breathing.
Mm,
How does
yes.
that make you
I
feel?
love that. Believing in you is like breathing. That's what a gift
Oh,
to be able
doesn't
to
that just
support.
give
Yeah.
you goosebumps to just know that you have that support? So I
Mm,
love the community aspect of pageantry, and I encourage all your listeners, if you want to just get aligned with women who are go-getters and community leaders, get plugged in, receive support and friendship, join a pageant, Queen of the World pageant. We are very unique, and I'll share why. Because
yeah.
there's so many different pageant systems out there, but I truly believe I'm representing the best because
Mm,
we represent women of all ages,
mm,
whether you're married or unmarried. There's no discrimination. It's all
mhm,
about the modern day inclusivity and diversity of a community. So we
mhm.
represent four prestigious titles. There's a Miss, which is 18 to 29. And then there is a MF, which
Mhm.
is a woman who has been married or divorced. And then also a Mrs. like myself, I'm married. And then an elite division where she could be over the age of 50, married or unmarried. So
Oh my
again,
gosh.
women of all ages, same
Yeah.
equally prestigious, but we all have the mission to make a difference.
Nice. And for individuals who may not feel creative or struggling to tap into their creativity, how would you encourage them to find creativity in their life?
I want to say just trust in yourself. Whatever
Hmm.
that is, trust that gift.
Mhm. Mm.
Trust that gift. I think most of the time we pause because we think we're going to embarrass ourselves or people are not going to like it or
Yeah.
even the closest people to you. And I have to share this because I remember one point my husband was like, wow, that's very expensive. And I kept thinking, gosh, you're my ride or die. Why are you even questioning this? And so what I learned from that experience was even the people closest to you will question something's different about you. Because
Yeah.
again, you're tapping into your creativity. So that requires time and commitment.
Hmm.
You have to be the biggest cheerleader for yourself because no one's going to care more about your passion more than you. No one's
Yes.
going to care about that
Yeah.
except you. You have to follow through with it and believe so strongly about what you're creating and
Mm.
trusting that intuition, that gift that you have. Because
Hmm.
if you were to look at where I started,
Mm.
I look at it like, gosh, Jen, I'm really proud of where you came from. But boy, I'm telling you, yeah, that was embarrassing. But I put it out
Mm.
there.
Yeah.
But it was a learning curve. And
Mm.
we all just have to start. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start and just believe in yourself. And
Yeah.
I love it because I know we all are gifted in some way, shape, or form.
Hmm.
And it can provide you financial independence.
Mm.
And it can provide you access and flexibility on your schedule because that was an important part of this equation for me was just knowing I could balance my family life, I could
Mm-hmm.
connect with women, pursue
Mm-hmm.
my passion, feel fulfilled, have
Yeah.
interesting conversations,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was all because I just chose to tap into my creativity and not
Mm.
let nothing stop me.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Hmm.
that. I love that. I mean, we haven't talked much about kind of early life, but I'm curious,
Hmm.
what's your earliest memory of being creative?
So again, when I talked about living on government subsidies, Mari, we lived on government cheese and milk. I didn't have toys when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in my childhood, when we were living in Korea, we lived in a cement box with no running water and
Mm-hmm.
no indoor bathroom. My mom used a small trash can as a makeshift bathroom because she
Yeah.
was worried about us being cold and going outside to an outhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember as a kid picking up plants like flowers and I
Mm-hmm.
would crush them with a rock
Mm.
and I would take this flower petal and I would paste it all over my nails and I would put it on my face like lipstick and
Mm-hmm.
blush, right? Because I wanted to be beautiful and I wanted to have makeup.
Yeah.
Had I known I was the most intelligent kid at the time, it was all organic. It was
Yeah,
just
sure.
100% organic beauty products. But that was my first memory is just using
Yeah.
plants to color my nails, to paint my
Mhm.
face. And I'll never forget that because now I'm buying ridiculously priced beauty products.
Sure.
Everybody's creating organic vegan products. And I love it. I absolutely love
Yeah.
it.
I
Yeah.
love that story. And I think oftentimes when we're faced with incredible challenge or
Mhm.
boundaries or limits, those are some of the times where we are our most creative because we have to really turn into ourselves to find
Mhm.
something to bring joy or spark joy in our life that can feel not that in those moments.
I agree with you. You give a woman a problem, she'll find solutions. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, 100%. Yes. Well, it has been such a treat to chat with you. I have one last question. What does it feel like in your body to be creative?
Oh, it's a sense of just expression.
Mm,
I I think I try to do my best to be a good person and a good friend, a good
mhm,
wife, but this is something that's for me. It's my
mm.
expression, how I see the world, my perspective. It feels good. It feels really, really good, and I'm glad that I'm able to tap into that. I know what that is.
Mm.
I can't imagine going another 10, 20 years not discovering that, right? And
Yeah.
again, it's not about confidence. It's literally about courage. So
Mm.
don't think you have to have all this confidence and
Yeah.
know how. It's just a step of courage. It's literally an actionable risk.
Mm.
It
Hmm.
feels uncomfortable. It can be disappointing,
Yeah.
but just know that that passion, that gift, that light you have is a purpose you're supposed to use, and people are going to see it and they're going to be changed by it. So many blessings to all of you as you are searching or you're pursuing your path of creativity because
Yeah.
it really does take that magic. It takes that magic to change the world, and I believe in all of you.
Well, thank you for that. It's been such a wonderful time chatting. If people want to learn more about the work you do and all of the things you have out there, how could they go about doing that?
Yes, follow me. My website is mrsjenniferlloyd.com. I'm very active on social. You can find me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook under Jennifer Lloyd. Again, I'd love to stay in touch. And Amari, thank you so very much for fitting me into your fabulous podcast. Thank you for being such a service to others. And I wish you all the very best this Christmas season and New Year as well.
Thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, and I will add all of those links to show notes so people have easy access. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season yourself.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. We'd love to keep in touch, so follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are at Sustaining Creativity. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Tag your friends and family so they can listen too. We love to hear from you, so leave your reviews, comments, and questions. Check out our website, sustainingcreativity.com, for upcoming offerings and creativity coaching. Tune in Tuesdays for our next episode. And remember, with creativity, anything's possible.